Hello and welcome to Hixxy Studio. In this video I am going to show you how to make this card. This card uses the Elizabeth Craft Designs Iris Shutter card die. So I'm going to show you how to make the mechanism and how to assemble the card. So this is the die set for the Iris Shutter, and I'll go through that in a moment. And then for decoration I have used this Sizzix Thinlet set. It's called Flowers in Umbrella, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Flowers in Umbrella. And I've used that to decorate and to make the little bird that's inside. There is another video on the channel where I've done a journal page using the Iris Shutter. It's slightly different in the way, not completely, but just slightly different in the way you use the arrows for this. And also I've got this other card here. This one doesn't use this panel here. So this big die here cuts out this panel which hides the arrow. So this card, because of the way I've made it, doesn't need that. So it shows that you don't need to use that sort of cover panel. Okay, so let's look at the Iris Shutter die. There are 3 pieces that are labelled A, B and C, and those, along with this little bit here that look like a bit like bananas, they are the bits that go together to make up the mechanism. And I've written to remind myself that I need to cut 2 of the B pieces and 2 of these banana shaped pieces in order to make the mechanism. It's really important that this part and this part particularly are of a reasonably good weight card. I'd say minimum 240. Also, the other thing with these 2 parts is they are the bits that are going to show. Okay, so the arrow bit here is showing here, and these bits here are what make this shutter mechanism in here. So make sure you either ink them if you're using white card, or you choose a card that you want to show, but it needs to be a reasonably sturdy one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the pieces. I already have this one cut and this one cut, so we only need to run things through once. So I don't need that big, but I need to cut these again out of the cream card. So we will take those down there. And I need to cut, now this one and this one, to be fair, you don't need to cut out of your good card if you've got offcuts of craft card or black card or stamping card. Use that because they don't show within the mechanism. They don't show. This die here, this one, there's another circle one. It doesn't have a letter on, but this is the one that provides the cover. So this again is needs to be whatever color you want it to be. This doesn't need to be of a strong card though. That can just be a decorative one. I am not cutting out the arrows, although I have already cut them to show you, because I don't need to extend this arrow. I'll explain that a little bit more when I assemble it. So let's move that out of the way. And let's get these taped down. Okay. Okay. Grab my plate. So we should be able to fit that one in at the bottom as well. We'll see how we go with that. Those through. Go through. Okay. So I already have one of these and one set of the bananas cut. And these are the arrows. Okay, just making sure it's all cut, which it seems to have done. Put that back over there. Excuse me. bit of an itchy nose. These little bits that pop out, keep them. They're really useful for well, they're really useful. Excuse me, I'm going to blow my nose because I have an itchy one. Oh, that's better. Right. They can be used as decorative little pieces. They can be used as little mounts. They also are really good for making sure that you position your image and size your image correctly for inside the iris shutter. So that's our cover piece. That's a C piece. Just need to. It's really important because these look very similar. And because I cut them of the same card, this one is slightly bigger, but this one does have the C on. So that's the one I need for now. Put that out as well. Two. Okay. Little bits we don't need. And that bit. Let's put it back on the die set. That's my other B. That one's already popped out, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to put that piece of card to one side just in case I need it for something else. I don't think I do, but we'll see. And let's get these out as well. Okay, right, so there are all our bits and pieces. So we have, this is the A piece. I've got two of my B pieces. I've got a C, and then I've got two lots or six of the little banana shapes. That is my cover. Now these are the little arrows that dies that come with it. Now if you're doing something like this card where you're using this cover, this will not, if can you see it, it's not long enough and it will disappear behind here. So what you would do is you would stick these over to extend the arrow like I have there. I've used that one. Okay, but for this project, because we're not using this cover piece, we don't need to do that. So we'll just leave those for another project. Now, the first thing to do is to glue these two B pieces together. We've already cut them out of strong card, but it's really this is the bit that's going to be used the most. This is the bit that people hold on to open and shut the mechanism. So we're doubling up on this to make sure it's super strong. Okay, so we're going to put those two together. It's really easy to line up. If you put your fingers in the middle, the circle will automatically line itself, and then you just need to line the arrow. Okay, and we just put that to one side. So the next bit we're going to take is this bit, and we need our 6 little bananas. Now, I don't know if the camera can pick up, but there is a little, like, almost like a sun, maybe a little insect, whichever way you want to look at it. You need them up that way. The reason being is they will show you where to put your glue. Okay, so you're going to need to put one in each of these things, and they literally slide in. So I tend to do them from this way. I tend to slide it in and push it round, and this little bit sticks out at the top. Okay, I'm going to grab a few paper clips just to help me. So then again, I slot it in and I move it round. Okay, make sure you haven't gone in too far. I think I went in a bit too far with that one. There we go. All right, you'll be able to feel it. They should sit really nicely around that inner circle. If you push them in a bit too far, like I did with that last one. And I'm just going to use paper clip just to keep things in place as I go around. So this one goes in, and then this one tucks in under there. I'm just going to put another paper clip in there, and then the last one, little hole is under there. Gonna put that in just like the others, and there we have all 6 in. Okay, right, so the next bit that we're going to do is we're going to put this on top. All right, now I was tempted to use glue the first time. I think I said it in the other video that I did, but the Elizabeth Crafts ladies recommend that you use glue dots, and they're absolutely right. It is way, way, way easier to use glue dots. So I have these. They're 5mm glue dots, and I'm sure you can. I mean, I tried. It was way, way more fiddly to try and do with the glue because of just holding things in place. So how many have I got? 6. I need 1 for each of the things. So you're putting a glue dot onto each of these little suns there. Okay. So the way I do it is I find it easier to there, give it a press, but leave it until they're all done, and then you can give them all a really good press. If you hold it, rather than doing it flat, if you hold it slightly angled like I'm doing, the light will catch and you'll be able to see where the glue dot is through the piece of carrier sheet and be able to position that quite well. Okay, so we are doing that one, and there's that one, and then it's our final one there. Okay, and then I'm just going to give them all a really, 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 really good press down. But I'm also just going to check that they're all kind of still lined up, because once you put this B part on, that's it, done. You know, that is where it's going to be now. So just make sure it's all where it needs to be. Okay, so I'm just going to pull these off. If they're stuck, if you push them hard enough, so these things just pop off. They don't need any sort of help. If you're struggling to get them off, it means you've not pushed them down enough. Now, so I've got my glue dots on, and what I need to do is stick this on, but this arrow needs to be just past this part of the mechanism. So I've turned the mechanism so I've got the open part here, because this is where the arrow will go up and down. Excuse me. So I'm going to just sort of make sure that I've got everything in line. I haven't pushed down anything, that this is not too far over, but these are all where they should be. This one. And then I am going to press down. Okay, and then I'm just going to remove the other paper clips, give it a good press down. Okay, and this is where we find out whether this is going to work or not. Yeah, it's going to work. Okay, we're all right, so keep that there. Yeah, right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to put our C piece on, but what we don't want to do is to we need to put these up and over, but we need to put this C piece on first. If we stuck these to this, the whole mechanism wouldn't even turn. So it's a case of glue dots again, and we put 1, need another 6, 1 on each of those kind of like spokes of the mechanism there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so on there. There is 1 there. There is 1 there. And there is 1 on again Angle them up so you can see. One there and one on the end there. Now if you were extending the arrows, you would have stuck them on before now. Otherwise it would be pretty nigh on impossible. Okay, so just give these another good press, and then I'm going to just pop those off like before. Okay, I'll get rid of those in a minute. And then we are going to put our C on again. Remember that still bit is going to disappear. Okay, and what you're going to do is fold these over, but you're not going to really squash because you still want the mechanism to move. So we're just going to fold, literally fold and push, push. Okay, and there. Okay, and then we just check the mechanism, which is working, which is good. Okay, and then what you can do is, because obviously these bits stick out, these bits need to work. If I just show you, when you open and close, they move. Can you see they move? They move in and out. So you don't want to stop them moving, but you can just pop them back over like that, and then they won't show beneath your mechanism. That's the mechanism itself done. Okay, so now we need to assemble the card. So we have, let's get my bits and pieces. I've got my base card here, so let's just stick this together. Okay. Oh, I didn't put him back in my glue, did I? So I've got a little bit baggy. That goes on there. And then there. Okay. The back of our card. And then this is the bit that the iris shutter is going to sit on. So I'm going to just layer this up as well. And there. Like so. And the other thing that you need to make sure you do is you need to make sure that if you're going to have an image, well, if you, of course, you're going to have an image, you need to make sure that you have positioned your image and stuck it down before you put the mechanism on. Okay, so put that on there. So my image is going to sit in there, and this is why I say keep these little circles, because they are really useful for just working out where you want the mechanism. So if we have a look here, when it's shut, it's going to be up there. So I'm kind of going by these two bits as to where I want to shut, but open the mechanism so that you can see where you want your image to be. So I'm going to take that away. Now I am going to stick this down, but you can kind of just give yourself a little bit of a marker if you're not going to use one of these circles to know where to put your image. So I am actually going to stick this down because I used it as my background for my little bird. Like dark blue against the bright blue. So I'm just going to use those little lines that I put there, just to put that on. Okay, right. We are now going to, before we stick this down, we need the little bird and stuff. So I'll just put the pin back in there. So I have a video somewhere on the channel using this set before, just on a card. I thought it'd be quite nice to use this again in conjunction with something else. And these are all the bits that come with it. So it's a good little one for using up your scraps. So we'll get some of these bits and pieces out. Let's get this out here. So bird in blue. And what else am I going to do? I've got all sorts of different greens. I've got silver there for this part of the umbrella. Ooh, cut that tight. Okay, fix that one down. Anything else in blue? No, so let's just stick that one on there. And cut that off. We don't need that. I don't think we need any of the blue. We need the top of the umbrella out of the paper. Just to tie it in with the background. Let's just move these bits out of the way so we can see what we're doing. Oh, we do need the blue with love. And it's just, I have got it all prepped, so I'm not going to worry too much about what I'm cutting where. Let's just put all of those on the green for now, and I can show you what I've done in a moment. Those on there, and these ones, let's do the orange. Like I say, you can see you only need really, really, really tiny little pieces to cut this die set. The lovely little one. The building up. See, I haven't used that is the only one I didn't use, was the butterfly. But it didn't really seem to fit with what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to grab my plate and put everything on the plate. There we go. And get that go through. Okay, and then I'll show you how I assembled all the little bits then. Through. Okay. Oh, okay, so lots of little bits that come out. Now, here it comes. Right, now be careful, I've just sort of swiped this bit, but this bit is part of these, so just be careful what with your little bits. So they all come out. And what I did was I cut the flowers in both cream and the orange, because you get, there's our umbrella. Let's just put our umbrella to one side. The two, ooh, be careful with that one, Carol. So there's the two pieces for our umbrella. Because you also get the little pieces for the inner of the flowers. So I did it in orange and in cream so that I could sort of mix and match. I also did this one in the orange and this one in the orange to add in the little bits on the top. So these little bits that pop out. Okay. It's up to you how fussy, or that's not cut, obviously not enough pressure in the middle there. But I'm not going to worry because I've got everything pre-sorted, because you don't really need to see me sticking all those bits together. Let's get all the bits out and show you what I mean. Right, so I stuck the top of the umbrella on, and I did 3 flowers on there. That's ready to go. I have, not very well because that one's obviously moved. On these here, I cut them in 2 different greens, and then, in fact, 3 different greens. I think I must have done those. And then I put them with alternating the little bits that came out. There are the other 3 flowers. Ooh, there's my dot for my eye with lava. Cut that out of the blue and out of the pattern. And there's that other flower there. So once you've cut all your bits, and there's the bird with a little cream wing. So once you've cut all your bits, you can start to sort of assemble your card. So the first thing I need to do really is to do my inner here. So I'm going to get my fine glue applicator. Just make sure that's working. Yep. Okay, so tweezers. There we go. Right, okay, we're just going to put a little bit of glue on here. And we're just going to kind of make a little arrangement for our bird to sit on underneath our iris here. So just stick these on. Got one there. And then I'm going to use the darker green one. There. Got through the middle. And then we're going to put our bird on the top. So this would be almost impossible to do if you tried to do it after you stuck the iris shutter on. And then we're going to have one little bird's hiding in amongst the foliage there. Have this one just coming up there. Okay, right, so that's our image. So that's going to show through our iris shutter there. Okay, now when you stick this down, it's really important that you don't stick anything on these. So what we need to do is we need to go in between. We also need to raise it up to allow these to move. So we're just going to use some foam pads. So I've got these foam pads. These ones might be a little bit big, but I say big not as in depth, but as in the width. They might show a little bit, but you'll get the idea. Put these on here. Okay. And then I'm also going to stick this on the top before we stick it all down as well. So we're going to go for glue dots for that again. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 3, 1, 2. Oh, counting is a struggle today. 5, and then an extra 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to put. So hold it up, it's so much easier. 1 in between each of those. Okay. Now when you're doing it with this is the decorative bit. You don't put that on until after you put the overlay piece on. There. And then 3 on this bit. 1, 2, and 3 there. So give them a really good push down. That's also giving the foam pads on the back a really good squish down as well. And I can almost guarantee the backs of the foam pads will not come off anywhere as easy as the glue dots do. So let's first of all, everything's sticking to me. So let's first of all just put this on there. And let's see. We're going to just be able to do it with my fingers here. I've got very good, well, I haven't really got any nails, so sometimes just need. Sometimes if I can't get them off, then I would just kind of stick my pokey tool in them of in the middle and it tends to lift the edges. There we go, sorted. Now I've kept the iris open because I want to be able to see where this is going. So I know this is where it's going to be when it's open. So this is where it's going to be when it's closed. And I'm going to put that there. Oh, and look, I've done it wrong. Quick, can I save it? I might just be able to. Because I made the wrong assumption. This is where it is when it's open. That is where it is when it's closed. Don't make that mistake. Phew, we saved it. That's going to go, there we go. So now it will open and close like that. So now it's a case of decorating, and I used this little one on the arrow. So let's just stick that one in there. Just like that. And then we'll put the umbrella on. So you need to glue on most of this bit. Not on there, but on there, because that's going to stick there. Oop, moved it too soon. There's our umbrella. We need a bit more glue under there. There you go. Okay, and then we're just going to arrange a bit of the foliage. Ooh, it will stick. Some of the foliage under this one, and I'm probably I'm not going to stick some 3D glue. If I stick 3D glue on under there, the chances are I might impede the mechanism. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of these and on there. So where's my other foliage? Here we go. Whew. Okay. Under there. I must have a bit more. There's a bit more. Oh, there's another big bit there as well. Put that one on. There. Okay, so building it up as you want. Oh, a bit more there, and then last one of the foliage in there. Okay, and then we'll just put the flowers on top of that. You could mark this out and do these little bits first, but I find that if you do that, you do run the risk of things ending up in the wrong place. And I just realised something. I've stuck on this one. I stuck it up high, didn't I? So I could get the sentiment on. So we're going to have a think about the sentiment because I've moved this down. What should we do? We could do it like that, couldn't we? Yeah, we'll go with that. That will do. There's always a way around it. So that one up there. Okay. And then this one. Just gonna make sure I can get the flower under. So I'm not going to press this down too hard to begin with. There. And then I'm going to get the flower, which is just going to sit underneath the L there. Okay, so there you have your umbrella shutter card die using Elizabeth Craft Design Irish shutter die, along with the Sizzix Thinlets set, the flowers in umbrella. Okay, thank you for joining me.